We are going to Tomb of the Spider Queen, my friend.
That we are. Tomb of the Spider Queen is going to be game number 2, which, FourCourt, you told me it was going to be Sky Temple.
I know.
You liar.
So, Team Blaze, did 2Arc not ban? Oh, why is this bugged out? Please, Data, please. All right, Zagara as their second ban coming in. Jaina and Zagara are going to be out. And Jaina is a first pick ban from Team Blaze. I mean, it's a very small battleground. She can really actually do some fantastic roaming in this. But hey, if Zagara is going to be your counter, why not take a Zeratul?
Zeratul is a really, really strong roamer. But on this map, I would have preferred a couple of other different roaming heroes. Somebody like a Kerrigan is, of course, really strong on this map. 2Arc wow. 2Arc now out up to take their next couple of picks. I'm curious to see who they go for now. We normally see, I was going to say Johanna come out from them.
Johanna Leoric, I think, was our first pick. And it's going to be our second.
Good set of picks, especially because it's Tomb of the Spider Queen. You need to get that pushing potential in there. And both of those heroes are just so good at it, especially if we start seeing Johanna go for that level 4 condemn trait where she gets the cooldown reduction. So strong on this map.
Yep, absolutely. So Team Blaze will immediately respond with a Murden, which, I think that was actually a ban last round. Now, so far, they don't have the Johanna, and there's no sign of Rexar. Monk is not a huge priority right now, unless Team Blaze thinks it's going to get sniped. Banned. I don't think 2Arc is going to be running it as a healer, so this is where Blaze has to kind of decide, is it worth taking it now? And it is. They're not willing to give it up.
Now, at this point, there's only one warrior on the map.
Mm-hmm.
If this was any other map,
one for Blaze,
I should say. I was gonna say if this was any other map, I would say Rexar needs to get banned here, but I don't think they're gonna run Rexar regardless. There's not
enough counter working to do.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. Just I don't feel like Rexar really fits here. But with Murdy and Karazim, I'm curious to see. They have to go for a second warrior, but they need a backline damage dealer. That's
Kael'thas is still up.
If 2Arc doesn't take them, keep in mind 2Arc has to ban and then get their 2 picks. So that's 3 things that they're going to eliminate from Team Blaze.
Yep. No, I fully expect if it's not a Kael'thas ban from Blaze, then 2Arc will fully take that. We still have Raynor with the double warrior. You could easily set up a Raynor. 2Arc actually is going to limit the damage dealer potential with a Vala ban. That I'm not entirely too sure will work out in the long run. 2Arc with the Vala ban seems very curious.
Yeah, I have to agree there as well. The Vala does not make the most amount of sense, but I would assume now this means that 2Arc is going to pick up 2 ranged and let the support be their last pickup. And Team Blaze is going to be kind of siphoned out of all the different types of ranged assassins they can go for.
All right, so what does Blaze ban here? It feels like an Uther. Uther or Mouth? Actually, yeah, if they're afraid of Triple Warrior, the Mouth ban would probably be good. If they're afraid of Triple Warrior, they could also ban out a Warrior. Sonya or Arthas. No, it is going to be the Uther.
Yeah, Uther at this point. Malfurion would have been interesting if 2Arc is going to pick up that Kael'thas. And, they really like that Kael'thas Malfurion. As we say before, that mana battery for Kael'thas is really nice. But
Kael'thas Raynor feels strong. Or Kael'thas Sylvanas.
I feel like actually probably Kael'thas Sylvanas feels a little bit better.
Like, there's no pressure to take a support right here. Uther's banned out and Karazim's already taken. So this is where you got to get those heavy damage dealers. There's the Kael. I feel like you do need a pusher, though. Raynor or Sylvanas would be my bet.
I would prefer the Sylvanas. I don't think we've seen 2Arc run Raynor yet.
It synergizes well with the movement speed for the Inspire, and the Hyperion can be used for pushing as well as team fights.
That's true. That's true. Well, so they have the Kael'thas already. I'm curious to see what their last pick is going to be. Team Blaze still has to pick up their warrior and ranged, or they could just pick up double range still. In fact, 2Arc could go actually Zebo. Zebo, I feel like would fit here, but they go for Tassadar.
Huh?
What is their last pick?
Comes justice.
I couldn't tell you the last time I saw a Tassadar outside of Korea last night.
It was played today, twice in EU.
Well, I wasn't watching that.
Maybe 3 times. Maybe 3 times today in EU.
Okay, so 2Arc is going to go double support then. They have to. Tyrande, are they going to go half and half? Try to be as offensive as possible with an Archon and vulnerability?
We haven't seen that in like 4 or 5 months.
Well, the mental acuity, it's almost guaranteed level 4 mental acuity, I think, for Tasser because of the Zeratul and the information control that they kind of crave, I guess, based on this one. Now, Blaze, they do need a range damage dealer. Kael'thas is out, Jaina's out, Zagara and Vala are both out. Yeah, let's leave us with a Rainer.
Yeah, they go for Rainer, and probably going to be just another warrior at this point, I would assume. But they could also go for something like a Nazebo. I really love Nazebo on this map. Getting the spiders over the ledge and
there's nobody to stop the Ravenous.
That's true, too. Well, that's not true. Johanna is there to stop Ravenous. Kael'thas has the gravity laps as well.
Let me rephrase. If Nazebo's good, he's nowhere near the front line where Johanna's going to be. So you could easily set up a Ravenous on that one.
The curiosity here is that last pick.
There's not a heck of a lot of dive from Tuark. You could easily, I think, lane as a Nazebo very safely, start getting those stacks early. And even if you do force out a rotation, I mean, a Zeratul could very easily be waiting in the wings for a pickup somewhere else.
I saw a Tastadar run leeching Plasma the other day. So Sylvanas fits, and I really like this.
Well,
we normally would have expected a second warrior at this point, but I feel like Sylvanas also fits here really well.
I think that you were right with the vein of a Nazebo. And it's kind of funny that I said a Rainer or a Sylvanas for Tuark, but Team Blaze actually picks up both. The counter-pushing potential. I mean, Meriden at this point, I think, could even just go Sledgehammer. Sledgehammer, Black Arrows, and Rainer Hyperion. I mean, those are some very powerful pushing mechanics. Oh, wow. And they're going to go double information control if Brightwing picks up Peekaboo.
I'm broken. I'm trying to decide how this works.
This is burst shields. This is a burst shields. Kael'thas can get his own shields. Leoric and Johanna have their own either sustain or shields. I'm not sure how I feel about this.
Yeah, this is really weird. Because normally we see a Brightwing with like a strong melee, but I don't think we're going to see that today.
We have triple range on the side of Team Blaze as well. Brightwing is a very vulnerable target if she gets onto that front line with Blink Heals. The Emerald Wind does not make a lot of sense here either.
They don't have a strong melee to go with that Brightwing. Like Kerrigan, Illidan, that's what we normally see with Brightwing. That's what we just saw with Na'Vi versus Gamers 2, but this time they're not running that. They're running Leoric and Johanna. So this is curious, very curious. All right, so we've got both our teams now set up, and we're gonna go on into this map, which is gonna be Tomb of the Spider Queen. Already we have Tuark down 1 game to Team Blaze, but Team Blaze running a little bit more of a standard meta composition. Tuark going counter meta.
Again, I'm really kind of feeling Blaze and their push potential here, especially with Web Weavers. They should easily, if they get the first turn in, they should be able to actually yield a fort depending on kind of the state of the game. But it feels very heavy objective based here. I mean, the team fights are a pretty heavy disengage as well. You talked about Sylvanas forcing out silences for disengages. We got the pushback, Rainer with the Hyperion as well for zone control. Karazim, if he gets dive, can use 7-sided strike and a Radiant to kind of chunk down the opponents. The Archon is going to be an interesting interaction onto this one. And Zeratul for VPs. So it feels like Blaze can easily just dart in, get objectives, and disengage out. There's no dive from Tuark.
And their only pushing potential coming in from Leoric and Johanna, which is the really interesting spot here. Having the Brightwing on this map is going to be really interesting. They can't. Could they? No. Okay,
I'm feeling a 2-0.
I was going to say.
I'm feeling a 2-0.
I was going to say, does Brightwing still have promote? I was like, are they going for double promote?
No, not
I forgot that she got that removed.
She had basically everything except cleanse removed.
Yeah. I was just really.
I don't think anybody goes cleanse on Brightwing anymore. It's all phase shield at 7.
Yeah, the phase shield.
The phase shield is 100 per level.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
50 per level.
Good luck. Have fun. We are. No, it's 100 level.
That's what Heroes says.
Okay, then it's not. Maybe it's okay. It's Kerrigan shields. That's 100 level.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get on into game number 2 here of the finals. Go4Heroes, September. That's the one. Monthlies. What month is it? We're going to go to Tomb of the Spider Queen. Game number 2 between Blaze and Tuark.
Blaze is up 1-0 as 2Arc was not able to take down the solo hunter.
Who doesn't really hunt alone. We learned that. I hunt alone, but not really.
Depends
Only not in the trailer.
Depends if you count Misha as a person, I guess. Speaking of trailers, I still haven't entered them into my rotation. Hello! That's the new Hearthstone.
Something just glitched. I just got a billion different voices at once. Anyway.
Did you?
Yeah. Anyway, so let's get on into this game. Ladies and gentlemen, spawning over here on the left-hand side, it is Team Blaze. We've got Battery, Jason, Rafflecopter, and Huge in the middle, and in the bot lane, we've got that Claudius.
And on the flip side, these are the guys that we have now finally seen a suffered loss. Sunshine, Crone, LZ Gamer, Trader, and Insomnia. And, well, it's the same old song and dance. A lot of these teams just kind of meet up in the middle to find out what kind of split we're going to see in this early game. Either you can take a pick or you just run into all five. Neither side really knows which way they're all going. There's no Zagaras, there's a Sylvanas, but like the heavy early push doesn't seem to be viable, so all five are still mid.
That's right, we see Claudius coming in from the backside, actually going to get hit by the polymorph, and that is a good reason to pick up a right wing, isn't it? To get that polymorph. Meanwhile, they keep the pressure in. They do a lot of damage right now to Team Blaze, and 2Arc taking him very confident getting to this game.
All right, Yuge is just going to suffer quite a few heals. Oh, Trader bottom lane. Jason found him, and Jason... What? What?
Huh. That's a thing. Trader is not going to get taken down there. Jason was thinking, I guess, that there was a Wraith Walk. Oh, wow, look at that. Muradin does fall there in the top lane there for Blaze. 2Arc looking like they're really strong on this map so far.
I don't know. I don't think Trader should have lived out of that one personally, but you never know. Perhaps it was just a cooldown thing right there. Now, Zeratul is going to be joining the fray, but Trader's already picked up a few of those orbs, and you can see him just regenning fairly easily. Claudius will find him. He should have a Wraith Walk, and I doubt that's a kill.
Now, he will be able to disengage from that one, but we still have the might of Blaze moving back. And, oh, actually, Rafflecopter has disengaged, or disconnected.
Nope, he's good.
Nope, he's back. Okay. So we've got 2Arc moving back and forth in these huge 3-hero swiping maneuvers. And they're doing okay. Actually, now they're back to kind of just being split up against all their lanes now.
Yeah, they're kind of looking for that first blood. They're looking to see how many gems we can get. As you can see, you know, the numbers, they are more or less the same at this point. But there we go. Sunshine and Trader should be the guys kind of just going back and forth. Kale can tag along a little bit. He has the mana addict, so it's all about the double orb stacking this early game. Woo, they're gonna find polymorph. Yeah, they're gonna find Claudius, and that's actually a kill.
That is the drain hope at the last second there from Trader was enough to be able to finish the job there. And that's going to be 2 kills going on over here to 2Arc. They actually get a really nice gravity lapse on to Rafflecopter, but it's not enough to actually take him down.
All right, level 4 coming in, Laws of Hope. We do got the Manic Pixie, not something that we see a lot of from our Brightwing heals. Typically, it's either going to be a Peekaboo or Unstable Anomaly is what the Korean showed us, and I actually favor that talent now. But Manic Pixie, if you can micro that and time it with your Soothing, it's a good set of burst healing early on.
Right, so they're going to use that as an ability to just kind of stay out on the map for a really long time. But keep in mind that Brightwing actually doesn't have to spend any mana to heal up her allies. Mm-hmm. She just has to just stand near them. So it's actually a really good amount of sustain. You can see that they're just kind of out on the map for a good amount of time. They don't have to go back at all, really.
Oh, Vampiric Strike from our Zeratul. Is this going to be Shadow Assault?
No, people don't do that anymore. Those days are behind us.
Okay, I'm not thinking it will be, but anytime I see a Vampiric Strike, I'm always kind of curious to see if that will actually come back. You never know.
Right, you never know. I mean, they have to play a different style because they're going to get a Brightwing with the Polymorph and a Tassadar with that Oracle, so they have to be really careful about
the
how
VP
they
setup
play this Zerg.
Is too much to give up, I think.
You say that, but then there's Blaze, and Blaze plays things by their
Hyperion, Silence Arrow, 7-sided Strike. It's too much. It has to be too much. Just something to keep in the back of your mind. Wait, now, are you now advocating the Shadow Assault?
Yeah, I am.
Oh, all right.
I'm one of those weird people. I kind of advocate for the things that never get chosen. Anyway, we've got Battery gonna be able to disengage from that one, using that Dwarf Toss to get away from the might of 2Arc, but now 2Arc coming on in here. Gravity Lapse not quite connecting there on Rafflecopter. Yuge gonna use a Radiant Dash to get away. And we can really see that how aggressive 2Arc is being.
Claudius took it to Merc. That's what he's doing with it.
It's not really working out so well, is it?
Well, I mean, it's Zeratul. Doesn't have a heck of a lot of self-heal. He's not Rexar, he's not Sony, he's not Illidan. Typically all guys that we do see off Merking, but Claudius has been off the map for a while, and Claudius, does typically play that Rexar. So I think it's just more for a Merking style. We're still going to see that VP coming into it. There's the Piercing Bolt, there's the follow-through as well. It's not a Bolt build, as I thought it might be from a Muradin. He is kind of trying to control some of these auto attacks a little bit better with the reverbs.
We see some really good aggression coming in here from Blaze, and they're actually able to do a good amount of damage. LZ Gamer going to take one of those Singularity spikes in the face, but he does have to pop his Void, his shift to get on out of there. We actually have pretty much a good scuffle going on, but nobody actually falling here. Still with 2Arc with a 2-0 lead in terms of those takedowns.
Yeah, the teams just bounce off each other. It was a big push in the mid because of those bruisers. Rafflecopter in a little bit of trouble. I think he just used that adrenaline. Yeah, he did. So he doesn't actually have that available. Could have been a little bit of trouble had he been caught out a little bit longer. But Blue Web Weavers will descend, and this is where I think that level 7 from Jason is going to start really showing its power. Because we got on.
Yeah, I'm really curious to see how they're going to be able to work with these Web Weavers. Again, it's a really awkward moment. Actually, usually going to get caught out with the Polymorph, and he's going to go down here. And this is actually kind of a bad spot here for Yuge to get caught out, because this is right when their Web Weavers come down. This is when they need to press this advantage. And we have Claudius taking a Living Bomb to the face, has to get out of here. Sunshine coming in with the Condemned. Rafflecopter has to get out of here.
Well, the early game is really showing very favorable here to 2Arc. They are level 9 over 8 on their opponents, and yeah, they are suffering these Web Weavers, but mid already down. LZ is still working on bottom. Claudius is not really going to be able to enough to dissuade the Tassadar, and top, I don't even think it's going to get the tower.
It might be able to pick up just the tower, if that, but you're quite right. It's not. Oh, no, you're right. Yeah, with everybody else coming on up. Yeah, there's just
Claudius
not enough
will
there.
get a tower, but that's it. Yeah,
and this is really scary because 2Arc can get their turn in, and they're going to hit level 10 when they do it.
75 gems to their name.
Yep, because they already got 25 turned in.
Totally is. Now, Yuge did actually go into the healing ward there, as well as that Echo of Heaven. Here comes the level 10s out of 2Arc, and it's about a half level or so. They might try to force something for a turn in. They already see battery here, and well, he's just going to waste out some of those cooldowns. What do we got for ults? Pretty much as expected.
Yeah, nothing too crazy here. We got the Archon coming in, no force wall. I know. Everybody at home.
Oh, Battery's going back in?
Ooh, Battery does not have his Dwarf Toss available. There's actually a Blessed Shield to actually take him out, and that will be successful. That's going to be a free turn in here for 2Arc.
I was really curious that he turned right around on that one. Maybe there was a call to reinforce, and he wanted to be on that front line. But either way, there comes the red. And Claudius versus LZ, it's, I don't like seeing the Protoss fight, but LZ is going to have to back off and hit the well. Then he should actually have no problem with Claudius.
It's the Void versus the Kala down there in the bot lane.
There we go. There's the timers. So it is Hyperion, and it is a VP. It's too much of a setup. And the Void, like, the Vampiric Strike for Merking, it's a cool idea, but I'm not sure I would have done it myself.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a different decision there. Marshall the Black King coming on in there from Trader, and here's a huge 7-sided strike to just eliminate so much of the health there with the Wailing Arrow in the backline as well. VP's coming in here, gonna grab 3 of those heroes, and they're gonna be able to set this up very nicely to go straight on into LZ Gamer once he comes out of that shift. No, actually they aren't able to. In fact, Insomnia is gonna barely get away so incredibly low.
Yeah, that was a really clutch face shield from Insomnia. It did get him out. Nobody had actually the stuns. Battery's back in town, but Trader is as well. And a little bit of low hit points here for Blaze, so they are going to be forced to back up. During all this, of course, we did have the Web Weavers out and about, and Yuge might be digging his own grave here. No, it looks like he'll be fine.
Yeah, he's still got those Radiant Dashes available to him, so he can get out of there as soon as one of his members of his team are just a little bit closer. But he's fine. So they have to deal with these Web Weavers. Claudius cleaning up the bot lane, the mid and top. Didn't do too much damage. They took out the walls, and that's a good amount, but they didn't actually get any forts out of this, which is really nice. It's actually a pretty big victory here, because if they got some of those forts, that would have been so much closer to 13 for 2Arc. but it's not quite there yet.
All right, so Claudius has been pretty much in lane a good amount of the time. 19 bonus orbs, and then on top of that, Vampiric as well. So his murking days are actually still looking really good. Nothing was really going to be able to take him down when he goes for it, but Claudius, 23 gems, can turn them in. Did not actually get interrupted on that one, Kev.
Yeah, Rafflecopter is so incredibly close to actually going down here. Another 7-sided strike does come down here. Claudius looking to go for Trader right now, taking a good amount of hits, but he has to back on up. And we
VP
see
in 5.
Yeah, another VP is possibly going to be available very shortly, and this is really close to those level 13, so this is a good time here for Blaze to actually engage, but Jason going to get caught with the Polymorph and a Gravity Lapse. That's going to mean one takedown here, and that's so incredibly close for 13 for them.
They can't possibly be going for Battery, can they? No. Battery wants to make sure that LZ does not turn in with those 46. Claudius is in the bottom lane soaking. They realize that they're going to be down that talent tier, and Battery has outshone his welcome. Yeah, so close. Avatar now being wasted on that, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's not really the best of trades. Avatar has a super long cooldown, and that's only 20 seconds before he's going to come back up. Oh, Insomnia!
Yeah.
He could have gone for it, but Claudius didn't quite get it.
Well, I mean, the best you could have done is VP to stop the phase shield, but unfortunately, I mean, that wasn't a defensive phase shield. That was an offensive one, so there would have been pretty much no follow-up on it at all. So he keeps the timer. He still has it. We do actually have everyone back. VP versus, well, Archon and, well, I guess the Polymorph. Not the Polymorph, the Phoenix will be kind of the counters here.
Phoenix has countered everything is pretty much what I've learned. It doesn't... With such a low cooldown and with how much it does, Phoenix counters pretty much everything. We got the Web Weavers coming on in here for 2ARC. Yet again, they're pushing down this mid lane. They've got about 4 members of their fighting body here, and we're going to have, of course, the phase shift come right back in here for Insomnia. And they're going to be able to take down this mid fort. It's going to be the first fort of the game going down. And the top lane is doing pretty poorly, but it's not going to go down here just because they had that Sylvanas up there. 2ARC continuing to push on in this mid.
Sylvanas and Claudia showing themselves on the map for that split in order to kind of, you know, not only get their own experience, but to limit the damage in those other lanes. The mid fort was basically done. Is Murden stuck? He's stuck.
Yeah, he's glitched.
That's interesting. He can actually heal. You might want to just kill him. You might want to just force. Yeah, just kill him. Just force the kill. Nice of 2ARC to actually, you know, back off, but they need to kill him to reset. That is unfortunate. This will be going to Spirion tomorrow morning.
Yeah, that's not the best thing to see, especially just because it's Peter. That's a takedown, and takedowns are pretty fast.
How did that happen?
In this game.
Did he like get polymorphed during a leap or something?
Yeah, I think he was trying to jump over something and just completely glitched in the middle of it.
Yeah. That was about the 12-minute mark. Okay, I'll remember that. Bottom lane, 12-minute mark, Claudius. Very likely to go down. Ooh, the VP at the end, but he couldn't get Trader with it. How many gems was that? 15 to 20 or so?
About 15 to 20 some gems. I think each of those is about 5 gems there.
Yeah.
Jason trying to fight off Sunshine. Not going to work out so well. There's the 7-sided strike there from Huge, but it's just not going to be enough. And now we start to see the phase shift in there from Insomnia to go up into the middle to fight for this top gem turn in, but I don't think it's going to work out so well. They still don't have Claudius available.
Battery has the Avatar, and he didn't actually have to pump it out because they weren't really interested in taking him down. 66 gems to 2ARC. They could actually go for a third turn in here, but they want to get this low-hanging fruit of the fort, and that will be 16 on top of it as well. There is not much Blaze can do for the next little bit.
Yeah, they have to play very passive. It's with that level 16, there's no way that they can engage into those huge talent advantages, and at this point it's a little bit of an awkward situation just because they have to let all of these lanes push in, and your immediate instinct is to be saying, hey, let's just immediately wipe up these waves just because, you know, we're down, we need to clean these waves up. But the more you do that, the more you push your wave. At the same time, we're seeing 2ARC do a really smart maneuver. They know they're higher up in terms of the talents, and they're actually going to go for this kill for the boss. Huge, having to pop that 7-sided strike.
Yeah, I'm not entirely too sure that's going to do good in the long run. Battery is now looking to get onto that point with that Avatar, but the boss is still not dead. Oh, the blink heal back in for the Brightwing. Oh my gosh.
Ooh, a huge Wailing Arrow actually is going to be able to get a good amount of damage in here. We see Battery being hyper aggressive here. In fact, we're seeing Insomnia and the rest of them in a really awkward position. They're taking a good amount of damage. The Void Prison's actually Road going to go down. The VP has locked up so many of them. Can they do the damage that's necessary to grab this boss is the question. They're doing so much, and it might actually be Blaze turning this around. LZ Gamer goes down, and they actually do take the boss.
That was something in order of 30 to 40 gems on top of it as well. The 7-sided strike I really wanted to see at the end there, but oh my gosh, Blaze. They hit 16 on the back of that, their own turn in a boss. This should be 2 forts minimum. We also got Siege Giants pushing out of the bottom because Claudius came very late to the fight, but because he was off murking, but wow. And apparently Leoric died when I wasn't looking.
Yeah, Leoric just got 7-sided striked, and then Claudius chased in for the rest of it. That was a huge turnaround here, and now you can see that they're starting to push in this top lane very prominently with a great force behind it, and just with this boss, they're able to really get a good amount of experience under their belt. It's now 18 to 17 in terms of experience.
Yep.
What a turnaround here for Blaze.
Yeah, the 2-fort swing and a few towers on top of that. The bottom lane pushing in as well, likely to be getting a few results. And by the end of this, we are going to be very close, if not past 19. And Blaze is kind of taking control of this match.
Yeah, they've got a really good spot here. Now, look, they are starting to push in on this keep as well. The Wailing Arrow does go down, doesn't really do that much, but Sunshine taking a good amount of damage from that 7-sided strike. There's a Blessed Shield to just give them a little bit of a delay here. LZ Gamer trying to run away from that. I don't know if it's going to be too successful. The Archon, though, is able to do so much. Oh, here comes a huge jump in there, and they do take down LZ Gamer. Sunshine now has to just try and ward them away. Trader trying to do much the same. There's the March of the Black King, but it's a little bit dangerous. Misses everything.
Yeah, I'm not entirely too sure where the Void was headed. Insomnia is still alive, but so is Battery. They finally trade that out. Sunshine now low, but geez, Crone and that Chain Bomb. Get away, Battery, get away. Rafflecopter takes down Trader again. Unstoppable comes in, but it's not enough to save Kale, and that will be the wipe. And the double keep. Bottom is still pushing. Could this be game?
This is actually going to be game here. There's no way that they can stop this with the set of Giants behind all of this. This is actually going to be game. I can't believe the damage that came down there from Rafflecopter. Rainer was just let free to just sit there and wail away on the back line. That was absolutely amazing. Trader does spawn in, but just in time for Yuge to get his 7-sided strike back on up here. LZ Gamer tried to defend, but it's going to be futile as wow. Blaze takes a 2-0 win in the finals for the first time in a while.
So once more, history will repeat itself in terms of a game 3 coming out between these two teams. There is no clear-cut victor when it comes to a 2-0 when these guys get together.
Wow. That's a good game.
A big, the throw pit is aptly named. I wouldn't call what 2Arc did a throw, but I got to go back to that draft, man. That Tassadar coming out, and I said, Rainer or Sylvanas, you need that push. How many times did that push become just so very vital to Blaze, especially at the end as well? I mean, that Hyperion took down a heck of a lot of that keep, did a heck of a lot of damage. Sylvanas with the counter push. We had Claudius going off with the Zero tool for counter murking. Just, it all came together, man.
That was some really good calling there, and that whole entire fight, that was just the perfect Void Prison to give them just enough time to really focus down those who were standing on the cap point, and they just were able to really turn that whole entire fight around. That turned the whole entire game around.
Yep.
And that was actually kind of the biggest issue, I feel like, when you have the Tassadar and the right wing, is that they just didn't have a ton of damage. They had a good amount of sustainability, a good amount of ways to deal with Claudius, but damage alone, with Rainer sitting there and just firing away, it was just too much, and that allowed them to take that whole entire game and the whole entire series. It was a really good, pivotal fight.
Tassadar just edging out Johanna in damage. Just edging out.
Oh, Johanna, yeah. That's what to say. Jeez. That was good. That was good.
That was a good game, man.
Blaze.
Yeah, good game.